side to the next, and in amongst that 180 degrees, your body has to be able to counter the twisting motion, the torque that's produced from the ski, and a whole bunch of other elements that may not be immediately visible on the surface, as we see Mykhailo Mykhailichenko coming in.
Right, and Mykhailo Mykhailichenko out here starting 14 meters, and nice tall skier, and you know, been skiing on fire this season. The young skier out of Ukraine is your under 17 European overall champion, so really strong in all three events, and you know, been slaloming really well.
And has that guy ever hit a growth spurt?
Yeah, I mean, Tony, I went to Ukraine and worked there for the summer in 2019, and he was just a little bitty guy back then. And, you know, when I saw him for the first time this summer, I almost didn't recognize him. That's how tall he was. And, you know, he's definitely hit a growth spurt, and it's definitely, you know, helps him in the slalom event. I believe he's got a personal best at a score at 10.7, somewhere in 10.7. So, you know, that height is what's helping him be able to do that.
All right, then, just to confirm what you said, actually, one at 10.75 meters is a personal best, a five-time European U14 champion. To hold that kind of dominance in the U14s for 5 consecutive seasons, absolutely incredible. He's here in the U21s. He enjoys math, robotics, math, and tennis, though not in that order or at the same time. And Mykhailo Mykhailichenko, just look at this. It's slicing and dicing from one side of the course to the next and doing a grand job in the process. So far so good, 14 and 13. Fairly lukewarm passes there for Mykhailo Mykhailichenko. But 12 meters is where it starts to really ratchet up in terms of intensity. Yeah,
and I mean, I thought this 13-meter pass was more the rhythm that we were looking for. You kind of saw him to go a little bit down course there on the 14-meter pass, but this one he was on top of it and attacking the buoys and really getting that ski to turn. And I thought he looked really strong there on that second pass.
Right, you are. And 12 meters coming up almost immediately, and it's about a 40-second drop time on each end, such as the protection here against backwash, you know, from the lake profile, that the water hits it and just completely dissipates. Here we go. This is Mykhailo Mykhailichenko. Entrance number 1, 12 meters. Decent start here. Just trying to manage the energy, trying not to let it go too far down course. And there you go, Mykhailo Mykhailichenko. Great skiing there from him. He had that pass right from the get-go. No two ways about it.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw him swing his feet a little bit quick going through the gates, but you know, then kind of calmed down after he turned one and really kind of managed his speed and kind of found his rope, found his rhythm. You know, after here, you saw that right there, just kind of swings his feet a touch too fast off of one or into one, and then, you know, here out of 2, that's why he was a touch late there. But now he's on top of the ski, swings his feet a lot better there at 3, so gets a much better turn, and now he's back kind of on top of the pass and, you know, gets through that 12-meter pass. So now gonna have to basically run this one if he wants to take the lead. Needs a piece of 6-ball, and like, you know, a little different than some of our other skiers we've seen today. He looks like he's doing better from the far end than he is from the dock end. So we'll see if he can, you know, get a good gate, get rolled in. Really going to want to not swing his feet so fast into one if he wants to give himself a chance to get all the way down this pass.
All right, you are, as a few of our friends are cooling off in the water. We've got on the water right now Mykhailo Mykhailichenko. There's number 1 for Misha. There's 1 and number 2. He's still there on 11.25 meters. His personal best is 1 on the next pass, but unfortunately getting round number 4, and that was on 11.25 meters. There is going to be a review of some type. We'll double check that before we can confirm the score, but Mykhailo Mykhailichenko, he too is a contender in the overall.
And if you watch Tony, so he did much better with his feet here going into 1, swings the feet a little bit better, so you get a much better turn there off of 1. But there off of 2, you kind of see he doesn't roll his feet quite as well, so he comes up a little short and has to check up off of 2, and then does the same thing at 3. So now he's running with the boat and, kind of running out of juice there, and looks like he went inside a 4-ball, so it's going to be a official score of 3 at 11 meters there for Mykhailo. So that leaves our leader, still on the top with 5 at 11.
Yep, still 5 at 11 is the lead, courtesy of Samuel Hintringer, and Mykhailo Mykhailichenko waiting for his fate as well. We have 6 skiers
Series 2, so it's been quite a while since he's skied, so it's going to be pretty tough to, have to run that 12 meters cold off the dock, but we'll see if the young Ukrainian skier can do it, as I believe they're throwing a little bit of boat gas into the boat just to make sure that they got enough to get them through, and then we'll get these 3 skiers out on the water.
Then third and finally off the dock, Victor Rastrom. So that is how it's going to go. And each competitor will go into the course on their last completed pass, which in each instance is going to be 12 meters. Mykhailo Mykhailichenko, wearing bib 114. Okay, and so far as Mykhailo Mykhailichenko is concerned, he's certainly one that has grown into the event quite literally.
Yeah, Tony, definitely hit a growth spurt in the last couple years, and definitely a really tall skier, and you're seeing that with his slalom skiing. Being tall like that really helps you leverage behind the boat, and been skiing well. As you see him there with his team captain, Stefan Spock, giving him a little bit of words of encouragement right at the end before he goes in. So, had a little bit of while off the water. So this is a cold 12-meter pass. I haven't skied with this kid in a while, but I would say that he probably doesn't practice this all that much. So we'll see what he's got as we bring him off the dock. But, 12 meters right cold off the dock is no easy task, but he's got the height for it. We'll see if he can put it together and get through it here, be the first skier through 12. So just in case you're just tuning in, we've got a 3-way runoff for 1 spot. So only one of them gets in. So Mykhailo right now are going to set the bar for the other 2 boys and see what he's got.
All right, 12-meter start. And he says that he wants to say hello to his brother, who is watching this action from Ukraine, as well as his coaches Olga, Yevgeny, and Alexandria, who have helped to train Mykhailo Mykhailichenko in Rocchetto, in the northern part of Italy. There you go. That is 12 meters, getting the job done. And for such a young competitor, he's still 14 years of age. 5-time European under-14 champion, 5 times. I mean, that is just incredible stuff.
Yeah, and a little down course there, but again, we pointed out he hasn't skied in a couple of hours, so it's good to see him get off the dock, get that one ran, and now gonna put out a score. He ran 3, so all these guys are tied with 3 at 11. So he'll be at least shooting to go there. Has a personal best of I believe it's 1 buoy at 10.7. So he is capable of running this pass. Now again, not going to quite have the rhythm that he had. On the first pass. As we see Florian Parth over there fishing. If Florian Parth can hear us, he ought to come over to the announcer's booth. There's a huge fish down here right beside us. But, down here.
Yeah, huge one that's actually swallowing the other fish.
I mean, it's massive. I just took a photo of it so I could show him later because I know he loves to fish. But yeah, it's a massive fish over here. But right now we got Mykhailichenko here on the water. This is 11 meters. So first skier in this runoff got through the 12-meter pass. Let's see what he can do here. Unloads the ski a little heavy into 1, but big 1 ball. There you go, Mykhailo.
Oh, look at this. Is it even possible? Round number 4, 5. No, not quite number 5, but 4 at least, and we'll see if he gets at least 3.5 there for that effort. But we'll have a look at this because the score is under review for Mykhailichenko.
Yeah, we'll have to see. That looked kind of close to me, Tony. I'm not so sure he got outside of 4 ball, but we'll take a look here on the replay and see. That was a killer 1 ball, though. I mean, that was a good start there. But you see how he unloads the ski. It bounces on him there off of 2. And then that kind of starts causing him to start running with the boat here at a 3. Doesn't quite get the turn he needed. And let's see, does he get the ski outside of 4? And it looks like he went inside of it. I'll have to wait and see what the judges say. But, from my eyes, that looked like he did not get all the way outside of 4. But that will...
He certainly tried to sell us on 4.
And then
looks
there
like
you
it's
go.
3.
And that, ties what he ran in the preliminary round. So, big score for these other guys. They're going to have to, go out here and basically get it at least 3 or more if they want to punch their ticket in. If we get another tie there, I think we have another runoff, and we'll have to wait and see. But that's good skiing, especially for sitting on the bank for quite a while. I bet when he ran that 3, he probably thought he was out, and it just so happened to fall his way. So we'll see as we move to our second skier in this runoff.
Jacopo Gagaro, who skied in Series 1. The only person in this free skier runoff lineup to come to us from Series 1. He was halfway down the list, and skier number 5 as a matter of fact. And this is Jacopo Gagaro. Looking him go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 there on 12 meters. Kind of made a meal out of that one, but he gets the job done, and now he's got to get a piece of 4 to keep his head out in front to eliminate Mykhailichenko.
Yeah, and got a real slow turn off a 5 ball. Almost kind of caught him out there, but did a good job. You see, got off the handle there early into 2, and that's kind of what happens when you've gotten called off the dock. You start feeling like you're going a little faster than you're used to on that first pass, and so the natural instinct is to let go of the rope to slow down, and that then that causes the ski to not go out, not want to turn. So able to make his way through that, and now he's got a chance to see if he can beat Mykhailo. But Mykhailo coming out, putting up a big score as we see him on the bank. He's sitting here going to have to sit and wait and see if his 3 will hold up.
All right, a 3, more than 3 would eliminate him. Less than 3, and Mykhailichenko would still be in contention for a spot through to the final, barring what our final skier has to say in regards to a score. That will be Victor Rastrom. And here we go, 11.25 meters. There's number 1. There's number 2. Oh, and it's 1.5.
And Tony, did you see that ski? It really hopped on him. The whole ski came out of the water when he made the edge change it to 2, and then that causes the ski to not carry out and ends up a little bit narrow into 2, and had to crank the turn if he wanted to get over 3, and unfortunately just kind of dropping that shoulder, losing the handle, and I thought 1 ball wasn't too bad, but right there, you see how the ski it dropped down, it hit the trough, and then started bouncing on him, and it didn't carry out like he wanted to. So
when the ski starts to do that, then you got to be on your P's and Q's. And unfortunately for Jacopo Gagaro, just wasn't to be his day.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him there, he's eliminated from this men's slalom final that'll happen on Friday. And we'll have to see if it's going to be Victor, if it's going to be Mykhailo. But we're running down. And again, Victor was from that series too, so he's been out of the water for quite a while. This is a tough task to go cold off the dock at 12 meters. But I do remember, Tony, he did start at 13 meters, so is a little bit more
accustomed
to being able to do this. We'll have to see if he can put it all together.
So Victor Rastrom, the big, tall Swede, a third skier off the dock, as we see in the inset there, and Mykhailo Mykhailichenko.
Looks like he's nervously pacing down there, hoping he can make it into this final. If Victor has anything to say for it, he'll take it away from him, but we'll see what Victor's got as we bring him in through the gates. Good-looking one ball there to start this pass, and yeah, you see that ski unload on there at 3.
He's still having to stay on upright here. Handle up high off number 5, and just by the grace of whatever deity he subscribes to, he gets around all 6 buoys.
Yeah, I mean, that was, again, that's something you see when you get to a passage you're not used to. You think you kind of go a little overamped. I thought 1 and 2 were really, really nice, and then he gets out of 2. But watch him here on the replay. Dumps the ski. This whole ski comes out of the water. Everything but behind the boots was in the water, and then that started to make that pass a little bit dicey. But kept his wits about him and got through that pass. So now going to get a chance to challenge it. Knows that he's got to get more than 3 to guarantee him a spot in. If he gets 3, we'll have another runoff here. So Mykhailo sitting there waiting, keeping all his stuff on, making sure he's ready if he has to ski again.
What's our status so far as the recording is concerned? 9 minutes. Sounds good. All right then, crunch time now. Victor Rastrom. He's got to score more than 3 to advance. There's slow number 1 here. He's round number... and he pings the handle, and that means that young skier in the inset at 14 years of age has made it through to the European Championship Slalom final for the U21s.
Yeah, and gets a hug from team captain Spock, and then his dad's there as well. So, young skier gets in. I know that he's IBs on his skiing there, so that was really good. And you see all the Ukrainian people all super happy, and a little bit of heartbreak there for Victor Rastrom. A little slow here. You see he rolls that ski a little early, has to do a double pump, and now he's running with the boat a little late, needs a big turn, and just can't quite get it. So congrats to Mykhailo Mykhailichenko. We will see him ski on Friday, and look forward to getting him out there.
All right, then, commiserations once again to Victor Rastrom. He certainly played a huge part in the drama that unfolded towards the end of this slaloming competition with 1.5 on 11.25 meters. That's Victor Rastrom. All of our competitors went in on 12 meters, and all 3 of them cleared it straight off the dock. So here we go. This is the slalom leaderboard. Florian Paff in the lead with 4 at 10.7. Vincenzo Marino, 3.5 at 10.7. Tim Wild, 3. Samuel Hintringer and Dominique Kuhn and Nicky Antonsen, all of them with 5. Two-way tie for 7th with Leo Cederquist and Clarence Laveau, and Matteo Georges on 4. Pierre-Louis Germain with 3 in a two-way tie for 10th with 3.5, and Mykhailo Mykhailichenko on 3 at 11.25 meters. And see how all of those scores are grouped together. You've got the first place, and then every other score below it, save for second and third, are all ties of each other.